Okay guys, so we're going to be planting some onion and some garlic in this bed right here. Don't mind the garden right now, it's a little bit under construction. Probably won't be finished until next season. But you know, I have some weed management going on over here, restructuring my beds. But I'm going to be trying to, you know, still grow food through the
winter is coming.
Since I live in a 9B climate, so I can pretty much grow all year. So today we're going to be putting some garlic and some onions in the ground. So we're going to get started on that. I'm going to bend down over here. If you can invest in some knee pads, that would be good. You're just going to be on the ground a lot. So if you've never planted garlic before, I'm going to be planting store-bought garlic because I couldn't get my hands on seed garlic because this is the time of year to plant it, and I was a little late buying. So I'm going to be using store-bought garlic. It's not the best, but I'll still get a pretty decent harvest. So what you want to do is, if you took the garlic and you broke all the little pieces apart, you could plant each one. The roots are going to grow from the more blunt end of it, and then the pointy side is going to grow the green stalks and the shoots. So what you want to do is plant this side in the ground and the roots will grow. So I'm just going to start putting them in kind of 1/4 inch deep. I can still see them. I'm going to go back and cover them with soil later. But basically I'm going to try to fill this entire bed with garlic and onions. But as I do this, I'm going to tell you guys that if you do not have an actual grow space like this, you could definitely use a container and set it on your porch if you get good enough sun. And you can grow garlic, you can grow lettuce, you can grow pretty much anything that you can grow in the ground in a container as far as vegetables to go. Oh. And I kind of already started this bed with garlic, so I'm only going to do a little bit more garlic and then I'm going to switch to onions. Alright, and then I have some onion starts here. These are a variety of onion starts. So I have a couple of red, white, and some yellow onions. So these are starts that you grow from the grocery store, already started, which I don't recommend. These are onion starts, they're not started from seed. So basically what they did is they started them into growing and they took them out and they package them for selling. So these have already started. So when you put them in the ground, they're just gonna wake up out of dormancy and continue growing. And most growers don't recommend using this method because, you know, it's not really good to let the plant start and then interrupt it and start it again. So I'm gonna do some onions from starts, and also have some seed onions that I started. I'm gonna plant them next to each other, and next year we're gonna see how each of them do to see if there really is that big of a difference. So right now we're just going to get these onion bulbs in there. And you know, onions are pretty much like garlic in the way that they grow, as far as, you know, they're bulbing. Definitely want to give them a space about the size of what, I'm pretty sure you've seen an onion before. So they're going to grow to about the size of an actual onion. So you want to give them, I mean, they'll grow next to each other if you wanted to like squeeze the spacing and put them really close to each other. So you don't have to give them too much space or a lot of space either. These are really small. Let's see how they do. Alright, and I'm gonna go and grab my start. Alright, so in this corner here I have some onions that I started from seed, and then some stray brassica seeds that came up with them. So when you start them from seed, they're a little bit more fragile, so I'm going to make sure I work up the ground so I can give them good start. I don't know how much space I'm going to give them. Let's see. I'm just gonna work up the soil here. Kind of tease them out. So if you want to get in close here. Each one of these little things is an onion seed, so I'm gonna kind of broke off one of the roots. But I'm gonna tease out the roots of each one and kind of stick them into the soil. And this could be a very long and tedious process, as you can probably see. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not very traditional in the way that I do things. Ideally, you wouldn't want to have your roots this exposed in the sun, but, you know, I'm going to take my chances. So I'm just going to tease them out and put them about the spacing that you think an onion would be once it fully matures into an onion. Alright, so you get the idea of how this is supposed to go. So I'm just gonna finish putting these in. And again, everything that I'm growing here, you could easily grow in containers on your porch if you don't have an actual space for in-ground growing. Okay, and since I'm going to be planting so many of these, I'm actually going to take a break and start watering these. When you put plants in, they're going to need water to deal with the shock of their new home. So it's important to get them watered as soon as you can. these are just gonna kind of backfill the hole, get all of the garlic covered. Water that in as well. I'm gonna end the video here, but in my next video, I'm gonna get all of the rest of the things that I have in the starter kind over there. I got some kale, I have some lettuce, and I also have some cabbages that I'm gonna get started over there. So if you guys would be interested in that, you can watch it in my next video. So I've just finished planting everything I'm gonna get planted for the day. And the sun's kind of behind the clouds right now, so that's pretty good for the plants. They get a little break from the sun as they're adjusting to their new home. As you can see, the ones that I started from seed, they're a little droopy right now, but they should be, back up into fighting shape by tomorrow. So yeah, I have this bed full of onions and garlic, and hopefully it should last us pretty much all of next year. This should be a pretty good amount of onions and garlic for my entire family. Thanks you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.